Local news and your local weather. Download the app on your smartphone or streaming devices like Sling TV, Roku, or Amazon Fire TV. Steph and Jen.
Well, you could be swimming no more than 60 feet from a shark and not even know it. That's according to researcher Stephen Kajiura, who's been counting these toothy predators off Florida's coast.
Yeah, the sharks are on the move. Dr. Kajiura joins us this morning on migration patterns and says it has a lot to do with the water temperatures and the prey. He joins us from Boca Raton, Florida. Doc, thanks for talking to us this morning. How do you count these sharks, by the way? You're not out there in the water.
Sure. I've been doing an aerial survey, actually, flying from Miami along the coast up to Jupiter, and with high-definition cameras mounted out the window, and that enables me to video record and go back and count the huge numbers of sharks that are immediately adjacent to the beach.
So what is different about the sharks' migration pattern this year?
Well, this year it's been unusually warm, and as a result, we haven't had the big numbers of sharks coming down here and spending the winter in South Florida. They've actually stopped further up the coast, Sebastian area or Vero Beach. And so I think it has to do, or it indicates that that migration is very tightly tied to temperature.
All right, so should swimmers be concerned about this?
Well, you've got huge numbers of sharks in the water. At the same time, you have a bunch of people visiting Florida and spring breakers down here. So you have the potential for a lot of encounters between sharks and humans. I think the best thing to do is just be vigilant, be aware. Don't do silly things like swim when there's people fishing nearby. Swim when the conditions are clear, and the sharks can tell that you're a person and not a little bait fish.
Are all sharks aggressive? Are some nicer than others? I feel like they have a bad rap.
In general, they have a bad rap. And these blacktip sharks that are taking part in this migration are a really skittish species. So when you try and get into the water with them, they're likely to bolt away. They're not particularly curious, let's say.
Yeah, unless you're, poking at them, then they might get a little upset.
There's a lot of fishing that goes on, obviously, off the Florida coast. Is there more chumming, potentially, resulting in more fish coming in and saying, hey, this is a free meal, I don't even have to work for this, it just comes off the boat?
Right, exactly. So that's what happens. You have people fishing, a lot of chum in the water. That brings the little fish in, that brings the big fish in. And it's those sort of conditions that swimmers want to avoid.
All right. We certainly appreciate you coming on, Dr. Kajiura from FAU, Florida Atlantic University.
Good stuff. All right, let's find out what your weekend has in store for it. Obviously, a little swimming with the sharks.